Hey guys, so we here for our weekly video once again. We try to take a different environment over here to get us talking about this and feel a little bit more calm with the birds tweeting in the background. I'm here with Alasdair again. It's time to talk about the Test Championship. Well, it's gonna kick off for the Proteas with the series in India. It's gonna be quite a difficult series, but we're gonna talk about how the Proteas should actually deal with the squad selection going into this Test Championship. It runs over 2 years, and obviously every team plays every team plays every team, and we'll play a home and away. So we start off with the series against India in India. It's probably one of the most difficult places for us to tour as a South African team. It has been the subcontinent, especially because of the way we play spin. My question to you, Alistair, is: do we blood in the youngsters now? Just take clean slate, start afresh, pick the best players in the country, domestic level, and allow the older players to actually go on and retire? Or do we this player mixed team and let them gradually um, just go into the team, etc., and filter in?
Well, thanks again for having me. Always great in this beautiful spot here. It's quite a hard thing because in the professional sporting age, you want a team that competes. We don't want to be rolled over by India. So I initially want to say we blood the youngsters. Sri Lanka did the same and they beat us in a test series. So it can be done. No other subcontinent team had won a test series in South Africa until Sri Lanka did. Some real young raw talent coming in there, and they blew our team away. With India, it's a different story. Subcontinent pitches. We don't have real kind of young, out and out, tried and tested test spinners. We've got good young spinners coming in beyond Fortain. We've got some, what's the other talent there, but it's a hard one to just go in there and just wield the axe, play young guys. So it would probably be best to have a couple of old heads. But I would still go for lots of younger players because the fact that perhaps looking forward to the England series, we're not favourites to beat India in India, even with our strongest team. So perhaps blood some young players, rest some key players for England because the pitches are going to be home condition. Get the guys up to speed and go full steam ahead for England. Make India a testing ground for youth. Write it off like a blank check with the Test Championship context there, and try and win the England series, then rather go for India, best team, get hammered 3-0 or 4-0, come back to South Africa for the test series against England, low in confidence, and then we're already 2 test series down.
So I understand what you're saying 100%, and my view of building a team that has a specific team culture goes across all formats for me. So I believe that blooding a young team, again, I know a lot of people know that I favor youngsters, and I believe that if you're good enough, you're old enough, and I think that there are some experienced heads that are withering away. I think Amla hasn't been at his best. I think it's time for him to hang up the boots. So that's a football term, but hang up his whites, hang up the greens as well. I think that the only player I feel that I would want to keep around is Faf. He's been the most consistent out of our experienced players. He's batted very well across all formats. He's good with the bat and he leads by example. He has a good head on his shoulders as well, so he'll be able to groom in our next captain. And then I think Algar maybe as another option. Algar at the top of the order, but majority of the players, Hashim Amla, I think, why not retire now? Dale Steyn, why not retire now? I don't think his shoulder's going to recover. So we might as well blood youngsters in now that are good, that have the experience, that have experience domestically and are doing well domestically, and then to have a team that is well balanced right from now for the next 4 years until the World Cup. I know it's a test match, it's a different mentality, but it will teach them how to be mentally strong in the best format of the game. I don't know what you feel about that.
I feel, well, it's not just a few things though, but it's going to be tough with India because they're going in September. There's going to be hardly any 4-day cup action going on, so we won't actually really be able to see who's in form, who's come out of that spring kind of hibernation. Now they're well into the game, so there must be actually a team identified already. Perhaps youngsters that did well last season brought in, your Yahya Malan, Zubaya Hamza, just in the top 5 batting, perhaps they can go to India, learn, get a lot of experience. You've got De Kock, so you've got strength there in the younger guys, but there isn't enough time to prep for the India tour because the 4-day franchise, there isn't much to choose from. So you're kind of going with a loaded gun, let's say, or we don't actually know what is in that gun, so to speak. Yeah.
Aren't you worried that because it's over a 2-year period, that say now I give maybe Faf another year or two, Amla maybe 1 year, Dale maybe 1 year, if he doesn't pull up with injuries. JP's already gone. There's Vernon Philander maybe another 2 years. Maybe if they retire in the middle of the 2-year period, then we're gonna have to blood a team halfway through the championship. Does that not bother you a little bit?
It does. That's why, and like early articles that I've written for the site, I've said we actually need to actually wield the axe and play a full-on young team, and go for that. Try and see, okay, if we lose badly, at least we've blooded these youngsters. They've learnt in the harshest conditions possible to play Test cricket. They might bring a fresh exuberance to the team. Have no fear. Try and prove that they deserve to be there and actually perform under those conditions. We might see more positive result than what we've seen, where it's a tired-looking Proteas outfit. We've seen a strong Proteas outfit team go to India and lose 3-0. So it's worth just trying it out. You're still going to play your Ngidis, Rabadas, as your bowling attack, but perhaps bring in an extra 2 spinners. Once again, I'm going to repeat his name, Bjorn Fortuin. Take him on tour, let him see what he can do. Work within the camp, train with the team, get important intel, go forward. But basically, yeah.
So me and Al have both come to the conclusion that maybe we need a balanced team, a team of experience and youth. He's actually made me sway towards his side a bit more. I think that maybe it's a bit too extreme to this blood a whole lot of youngsters in. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys feel we should do going forward? Should we blood in a young team, or should we have an experienced team, or should we keep the same team that we've had for the last few years, or should we mix it up a little bit? Let us know what you think for that first series against India. Put it in the comment section below, share, smash that like button, and I will see you again next week. Thanks, guys.